They laughed at her voice before she even finished the sentence. A small girl, a shaky breath, one simple claim. My granddad was a seal legend. The room erupted in whispers, smirks, and disbelief. But what none of them knew, what no one could have imagined, was that before the final bell rang, the same people mocking her would be frozen in absolute silence, staring at the door as history itself walked into the room. Stay till the end, because this is not just a story about soldiers. It's about truth, it's about legacy, and it's about why you should never mock someone's faith in the people they love. Her name was Emily, and she was 12 years old. Quiet, observant, the kind of student who blended into the background unless spoken to. She didn't seek attention. She didn't raise her hand often. But when the class assignment asked everyone to speak about a family hero, something inside her refused to stay silent. She stood up slowly, gripping her notebook with both hands. Her classmates barely noticed at first. A few were still whispering. Someone in the back was laughing at a joke unrelated to her. The teacher nodded, encouraging her to begin. My hero is my granddad, Emily said softly. He doesn't talk much. But he always tells me to stand straight, tell the truth, and never quit on the people beside you. The class listened politely, until she added one sentence. He was a seal, a legend. That was when the mood shifted. A snicker broke the silence, then another. A boy in the front row muttered, "Yeah, right." Someone else whispered, "He looks like a librarian." Laughter spread, not loud, but sharp enough to cut. Emily felt her face burn, her hands trembled. But she didn't sit down. He doesn't wear medals, she continued. He doesn't talk about missions. But sometimes he wakes up before dawn and just stands outside, like he's still waiting for orders. The laughter grew. The teacher tried to regain control, reminding everyone about respect, but the damage was already done. Emily sat down, staring at her desk, blinking back tears. She wondered, just for a moment, if she had been wrong to speak. If believing in her granddad's quiet strength had made her foolish. What she didn't know was that her granddad had been invited to school that day. Not as a speaker, not as a hero, but simply to watch. He sat in the hallway, hands folded over a worn cap, listening through the classroom door as the bell approached. His back was straight. His eyes were calm. And when he heard the laughter, he didn't flinch. He only checked his watch. Because he knew something. The final minutes of class ticked by slowly. The laughter had faded, replaced by boredom and shifting chairs. Emily kept her head down, counting the lines on her notebook, wishing the day would end. Then came the sound, heavy footsteps, measured, controlled, not rushed, not loud. The classroom door opened. The teacher turned, confused at first, until she saw them. 6 men stepped inside. Their presence filled the room without a single word spoken. They didn't shout. They didn't announce themselves. They stood still, disciplined, eyes forward, every movement precise. The room froze. No one laughed now. The teacher stammered, asking if she could help them. The man in front nodded once and spoke calmly. "We're here for him." All eyes turned to the hallway, where Emily's granddad stepped forward. He looked exactly the same as always. Same quiet posture, same weathered hands, same gentle eyes. But now something else was visible, something undeniable. Respect. The 6 men moved as one. They stopped, they stood straight, and then, without a word, they saluted him. The sound of boots locking into place echoed louder than any laughter had before. Emily looked up. Her breath caught. The room was silent. Completely, utterly silent. One of the men spoke. "You taught us how to come home," he said. "We just wanted to return the favor." The teacher's hand covered her mouth. The student stared, stunned. The boy who had laughed couldn't meet Emily's eyes. Her granddad turned to the class. His voice was calm, steady, unraised. "Legends don't look special," he said. "They just don't quit when it matters." He placed a hand on Emily's shoulder. "She told the truth," he added. The bell rang, but no one moved, because some lessons are louder than any class ever taught. Emily didn't smile. She didn't boast. She simply sat taller, knowing now that quiet truth doesn't need approval to be powerful. And the ones who mocked her, they would remember that silence for the rest of their lives. Never laugh at someone's belief. Never mistake silence for weakness. And never assume greatness has to announce itself, because sometimes legends walk in quietly and speak only when the world is ready to listen.